bad day. In my own case, my colleague wanted to piss me off this evening by trying to psychologically reverse a scenario where he was at fault, but trying to twist the entire narrative. And I told myself that I need to be in the spirit of work and not let anybody put me in a certain mood. So yes, I'm saying it out there. So, but however, I think I'm out of it. Anyways, I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you had a very good day. My name is Esther Wachiku. Welcome to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. It's quite an impressive evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 11th of November, 2025. The year is gradually coming to a round off, and I must tell you, the year 2025 is indeed an interesting year, a dramatic year. It's a year that, to encapsulate it, I don't know how many pages one is going to write, especially each of us. God knows the experiences that we've had since January up until now. I'm sure we all had high expectations of how we expected the year to be, but let's just still have faith and have hope that before December 2025 our aspirations and our heart desires will definitely be met. So I'm quite impressed to say welcome to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Okay, very good. We will be speaking with somebody who is currently in the US, because there are talks about the situation with Trump's threat. So some economists in the stock market are explaining that because of that threat, there was a decline in the stock market, that they experienced a downturn, being the fact that Trump last week designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And it was a very worrisome one, because we're trying to understand precisely what transpired and what caused the situation, despite President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assuring us that everything, all right, is in place, and they're still going through the diplomatic route with the US. And meanwhile, while that is ongoing, the president actually asked for calm in the country, saying that they should not worry, and that his administration's priority is to make sure that insecurity will no longer continue, assuring Nigerians that the priority of his administration is to ensure the safety of lives and property. But there's been a boomerang with this entire thing. That particular information, the statement that was made by Trump, both on Truth Social and on stage, the broadcast he made, it actually resonated all over the world. Both Israel media, French media, China, South Korea, they were all transcribing in their different languages how Trump has designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, but Ukraine, but Russia. It became one of their major headlines, Fox News, CNN, and everyone is talking about it. So potential investors became a little bit worried, and it's expected to see that there was a bearish decline in the stock market. Now, the question is, what next? Right now, Trump is still staying on his stance. Some of the US lawmakers are insisting that they intend to do what they want to do. There's also some very vital information coming up now about some military leaks from the US and the Nigerian military, which actually caused an aborted mission that was meant to be a good call during the abduction of 200 and something Chibok girls way back in 2014. I'm sure you know Professor Akinyemi. He currently disclosed that in a Monitor television program. I'm going to be speaking with an analyst this evening. His name is Chuks D. Elonu. He's the Senior Executive Director of ADGG Park, a professional coach, a public speaker, a community organizer. He's actually working, one of those who works in the US, close to the White House, and we're speaking on the security implications of all of this. Good evening, sir. How are you? Thank you for joining us today. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Your voice is a little faint, but I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, sir. My name is Esther Machuku. Welcome to the program, sir. How are you today?
I'm fine. Hello, Esther. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, sir. So, first of all, I wanted to ask you, do you think Trump's threats is not necessarily a threat? He was just talking, he was just speaking, maybe because he just wanted to ensure that the Nigerian government becomes decisive in tackling insecurity in the country. Do you think he will make do with his alleged invasion? I'm asking you based on the fact that you're currently there and you kind of know how this thing works.
I apologize. Your voice is very faint. Hang on a second. Let me see if we can get you on speaker where I can hear you much better. Give me a second.
Okay, no
I
problem.
apologize.
I can hear you very well, loud and clear. Your audio is very clean, and your visual is also very clean. Can you hear me now?
Let me see.
Can you hear me? Are you okay?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and just repeat your question. I'll try and listen more
Oh,
carefully.
okay. So I know you gave me a few minutes because you're very busy. I was asking, I said that with Trump's threats, you're there, you understand how this works. Do you think Trump is just making a threat? Do you think he's going to make do with what he said? Or do you think it's just a way to motivate the Nigerian president to do the needful when it comes to tackling insecurity in the country? Because he's still insisting on what he wants to do.
So, if I heard you correctly, I believe your question has to do with um, if Trump was just making a threat,
Yeah.
or if we think Trump is going to carry out his
Mm-hmm.
threat. Did I hear you right?
Yes, you heard me right.
Okay. So I believe that Trump's threat should be taken seriously. However, I do know that he might not be able to act on it. The reason being that for him to take drastic action, as in, let's say, invading Nigeria, would involve him getting permission from the US Congress. So, but the threat itself should be taken seriously. It should be a wake up call for Nigeria's leaders,
Mr.
especially the
Chichelonu,
service
your
chiefs.
camera is short. Can you put it back on, please? I can't see your face anymore.
Oh, yeah, I had turned it up so I can put the phone closer to me so I can hear you better. But give me a second, I'll put it back on in a sec. I'm trying to get my headphones so that I can hear you more clearly and also answer your questions more clearly.
All right.
But yes, as I was saying, the Nigerian leaders need to take it seriously and they need to act and not think it's a joke.
Okay, so today there was a decline at the stock market because of this designation by Trump as to Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Economics are explaining why the U.S. American president actually designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern and the threat to take military action on the country, which obviously, according to economists and stock marketers, that it caused a ripple of negative effects in Nigeria's economy, specifically since Trump made that announcement. And apparently, they experienced a downturn since last week. Now, this doesn't look encouraging. At what point do you think that investors, potential investors whatsoever, would look at the scenario from a different point of view and not have that skepticism in regarding treating or working with Nigeria, with this report we got from the stock market?
So let's retest my mic. Can you hear me now?
You've been very clear here. It's
Okay, great.
yes.
I can hear you better as well. I have my headphones
Yeah.
on now.
Okay.
So
So can
we'll
you put
work
on
on
your
getting the
camera now?
video back on for you in a sec.
Okay.
Yes, so regarding the investors, the situation with investors is that if you're looking for investors on the American side,
Mm.
um, I would say that a typical American investor, when they invest $1, they expect to at least at a minimum get $1 return. So if you scare them, they will pull away. So, and this goes back to my first answer to your question, which is that the Nigerian government need to take the threat seriously because investors look for certain activities. And if they are not seeing those activities, or if they assume that the Nigerian government is lazy in reacting, they may pull their money and take it elsewhere.
Okay. The president's response, a couple of his supporters have said they loved the way that he did not kowtow to Trump by wanting to quickly schedule a visit to physically see him. His words have been terse, very short and simple, and they have decided to follow through diplomatic channels through which they could have a conversation with Trump and a couple of his associates. The president's media advisor, Daniel Obala, made a statement recently where he said that yes, diplomatic channels are open and there are certain protocols to be followed, and with that, then we can know what the stance is. Do you think the president's response to this is affirmative and very assertive in regards to the supposed statement Trump made on that global stage?
So when the word diplomatic channels are used, the assumption would be that Nigeria does have a diplomatic footing.
Mm.
As we speak, I don't believe that the Nigerian government has any appointed ambassadors. So I am curious what diplomatic channels have been opened.
Apparently, they've
You have
decided to get
to
some
you have
ambassadors
to have
down
your
there.
ambassador on the ground, and your ambassador being on the ground would be the one to open that diplomatic channel. The diplomatic channel cannot be opened by issuing press releases or memos. You open the diplomatic channel by having an ambassador, an active, functional ambassador.
Okay. Well, ever since that happened, I think the president have a couple of nominees have been sent to his stable to make sure that there are ambassadors at some of those countries where they do not have ambassadors, because it was worrisome that since the past 2 years he assumed office, he hadn't designated any ambassadors to those countries. There were talks that the reason why this is so was maybe they wanted to ensure that they get the adequate persons. Nobody knows why the delay was there. However, on the global front and from the perspective of the US, do you think that it's just business as usual because they see Trump as a bully with the trade-off he's having with China and a couple of other nations with a trade tariff that he imposed on them? And there are also permutations that the reason why Trump came into this is because Nigeria is in partnership with BRICS, and Nigeria is having more relations with France and China, Korea, and the rest of them, including Russia, and America is kind of threatened by that relationship. Do you think that's what it is?
Partially correct. That would be a partial yes. The yes here meaning that all of those factors do play into American security intelligence. However, I think it's mere propaganda to assume that America is just doing this to come and secure Nigeria's oil minerals or rare earth minerals. Yes, certainly they may be interested in those things. I want to say with all certainty that the threat from the US president came as a request from Nigerians who are victims of those incidences. We are aware that the killings in the north as well as in the middle belt are not just Christians. We do understand that there are Muslims also being killed. However, the request, the clamor for help has not come from Muslims. It appears that the governors in those affected states have not lifted any finger in response. And I think the federal government is also not publicizing what efforts they themselves are making to minimize the level of insecurity. So the request that came to Trump came from Nigerians who are Americans and who have family members in those areas and have been victims over the years. So it is a legitimate request, and the US president was just responding, and Nigeria should not take it lightly.
Okay, in as much as that is the case, some Nigerians, indeed, we agree with you. The president's spokesperson, Daniel Bola, blamed IPOB. He says that, and also certain politicians, especially in the opposition, who are not happy that they won the 2023 elections, that this is a kind of vendetta, and just because their principal did not win, they want to burn down the nation. Now, the thing is, that kind of narrative or that kind of information has created a disparity in thoughts and comprehension about the true intention or the supposed intention of Trump's statement. Now, that culminated to a point where on Saturday, some residents in Kano went on the street protesting and saying they do not want Trump's interference in the conduct of activities, and insisting that there is no Christian genocide, that the insecurity in the country is across. They burned Trump's picture and caricature. They burnt the US flag. So what do you think this means?
Well, I think there are three parts to what you just raised.
Okay.
The first question on anybody's mind should be who would be demonstrating and burning Trump's flag. Sorry, Trump's picture, or even the American flag. Yeah. Who would benefit from such demonstration? Any psychologist, or psychiatrists will tell you that only those perpetuating the violence will be the ones benefiting from it. No one in their right mind would immediately go out to demonstrate against the American flag or the American president. The smart thing to do would rather be to sit down and strategize and see where do we go from here. So that's point number one. So if anybody's demonstrating in Nigeria, whether it be in Kano, Kaduna, anywhere, Abuja, they must be affiliated with those terrorist groups. Otherwise, there is no incentive to demonstrate.
You don't believe that? Two. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Number two, by going straight to demonstration without making any adequate attempts to find out if this genocide is for real. Let's then look at what the meaning of genocide is. Nigeria is an English-speaking country, so my assumption is that the meaning of genocide, anybody can pull that up, and we are in an age of the internet, so anybody with a cell phone should be able to pull up the meaning of genocide. And the question then becomes, has all these killings met the basic definition of genocide? And if you ask me, based on observation, and I'm not talking about just the Tinubu administration, we can include Buhari, we can include Jonathan's administration. If you look at all the killings that have been going on in Nigeria, the kidnappings, the banditry, it merits the full definition of genocide. Now, I do agree as a Nigerian that yes, it's not only Christians that are being killed, but the fact that it's not only Christians that are being killed does not make my pain any less. So number two, we have to call it genocide because it is, if you look at the volume of killings that have gone on. And then number three has to do with the folks saying things about the opposition party or the people who are still dissatisfied with the election laws. That part is where I think the current administration, the Tinubu administration, I think they are making a very big mistake. And the reason I say that, because I've encountered people who have actually made those statements to me. We as a people should be free to criticize our president. We should be free to criticize our country. In fact, Nigeria would have gone far in terms of development and maturity if Nigeria, the government, is taking into account all the criticisms it gets, whether from the media or from other sources. It is those criticisms that informs you the sentiment of the people. So if we take at face value the point that those who lost in the last election are just trying to foment trouble. I am a Nigerian American. I've never voted in Nigeria before. I've lived in America for over 40 years. And I can tell you that based on what I observe, the news, what is happening in Nigeria, it merits genocide. Now, if I go to my politician here, I know in Nigeria it's hard to approach a politician, but in the US, our politicians actually work for us. So if I confront my local politician and say, look, and see what is going on in my motherland or in my fatherland, this is getting out of hand. Please step in. How am I now doing it because I'm upset that my party didn't win? I don't belong to any political party in Nigeria. I've never voted in Nigeria. So that's why I said in your first question that the Nigerian government need to step up and stop acting like children. They need to take the criticism, they need to take the feedback, and they need to act on it. Anybody that is pointing their finger at those who lost the last election are just trying to pretend that they're not seeing the issue. The issue is about the killings. The issue is about the kidnappings. The issue is about the banditry. The issue is about the insecurity and the impunity. Are you saying that those things don't exist in Nigeria?
Yeah, it's actually quite worrisome when we began to hear that narrative. The reason is because we know of Reverend Dachomo. The video went viral. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we heard of Reverend Dachomo, and we saw how that video went viral. Benue residents too had actually publicly come out to tell us that since they've been pleading with the Nigerian government, they got no response. They had to go internationally. They had to go to the US. They had to write to Trump. They admitted that, and it became a talk of politics between the current government and having to assign the blame on the opposition or other ethnic groups, and trying to distract the focus from what exactly the issue is in Nigeria. But let me ask you this question: do you think there is a complicity with our military architecture in handling it? Because a former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, revealed that the U.S. did assist in the operation to rescue the Chibok schoolgirls in 2014 when former President Goodluck Abela Jonathan was the president then, but that they called off the operation because there were suspected leaks within the Nigerian military. Do you think that even if the Nigerian government decides to be assertive in handling this, we still have that vacuum, that porosity in the military channel that could weaken the authenticity of clearing out these individuals out of the country?
So there's certainly porousness in the Nigerian security system. There is certainly certain level of weakness. However, having known how America operates and having been around here for a very long time, I can assure you that if America truly wanted to insert themselves, the only thing they would need is a nod by the Nigerian government. So whether it be the Buhari administration or Jonathan's administration and now Tinubu's administration, if America did not step in, then Nigeria probably did not grant them that permission. So the question should be turned around and asked, why did Nigeria not grant them permission? Similar to the question about the opposition party, that I think is a lie that Nigeria is trying to tell itself and to tell its people. If America knows where those terrorists are, all it requires is what is called a bilateral security agreement.
Okay.
All Nigeria needs to do is to tell America, we need your help. If you're asking for my Chooks' recommendation, I'm a security person, so I do know how some of these things work. One of the easiest thing for the Tinubu administration to do right now is to tell America, we will give you Sambisa forest. Loan it to America for 10, 20, 50 years. And you will see that those terrorists will clear out. But I know that Nigeria is a polarized country. It's a multi-religion and multi-ethnic country. And sometimes we like to play on each other. So because of that, I know it may be difficult for the administration to carry out such a declaration. But they can open the doors and begin to interact with the US. The US can tell you where those people are. They can work with the Nigerian government to do that, despite any weaknesses or any shortage of intelligence reported.
Okay, now let's look at this because I know you want to go, so I'm going to quickly let you go. In 2015, 2016, yes, a few years ago, the South African mercenary on a live television program gave a breakdown on how they were actually contracted to help the government of the time under Jonathan to rout out these guys. Now, he gave a detailed breakdown of how they actually tried to succeed. They almost succeeded in fulfilling that objective, but that certain powers, certain political powers did not want that. He asserted that persons were making money out of it, and they were within a military formation. He did not mince words. It was on a live monitor television, which obviously has resonated now. A lot of persons are now revisiting that channel to re-listen to some of the strategies that were employed by the mercenaries and the reaction of the Nigerian government at the time, specifically the Nigerian military. With what is going on and the sensitivity of our nation, because we're multicultural and religious country, that aspect, that fabric of our nation is very sensitive. Do you think the disposition of this administration is exuding confidence that they can handle this without the Americans assisting them. And when I mean assistance, hardware, not equipment per se, personnel, they coming in, they bombing these enclaves. Do you think that they're exuding that confidence, or they're still afraid that these powers that be at the top echelon may literally affect the administration of the president? They may do something. What's your take with that?
So, first of all, I think Nigeria has all the equipment it needs.
Okay.
Nigeria has one of the largest military forces in all of Africa. Nigeria is a democratic country, which means it has rules, laws, and procedures that guides its activities. One big problem that Nigeria has is that Nigeria is a patronage society. Despite all the other things I just said, Nigeria is a patronage society. And it is in following those patronages that Nigeria kills itself. Yes, the current administration can do a little bit more than it's doing. Let me give you one example. Us that live here in the diaspora, we see the killings. They're always on social media, they're always on the media, BBC, Al Jazeera, French news. So my point is, if we keep seeing the killings, but we never see what the government is doing to curtail the killings, then I would have a biased view. I would not have that confidence that you're looking for. So for the administration, for people to show confidence in the administration need to take bold action. As soon as Tinubu got in office, what was his first act? He abrogated the subsidies. Did he need the permission of any of the tribes to do that? Did he need permission from any of the imams or the pastors to do that? Did he need permission from any of the service chiefs? So my point is, as the commander-in-chief, there are certain decisions that can be taken. I personally feel that there are people who are advising him and giving him the wrong advice. If he has the right advisors in place, Nigeria can take the bold steps. Nigeria is capable of catching so many of its other criminals, but for some reason, we already know the players on the terrorism side, and we're not doing anything to them. In fact, some of them are even getting bold enough to come on TV to give interviews and demand certain things.
Yeah.
So the same way that the state governments are able to negotiate with these terrorists, and in some cases pay them, the federal government should have that capability to be able to also call them to book. So yes, I know from a military point of view that Nigeria has all the equipment it needs. And if it wants more, there are countries out there that will give if they see some level of seriousness. If the only media we see in diaspora are just the killings, we never see what government is doing. And then when you ask government, what are you doing? They'll tell you to shut up, or they'll tell you that you're opposition party. That makes it a mockery. And I think that's where Donald Trump was coming from.
All right. So, finally, what's the disposition? What's the perception of Nigeria from where you are?
I'm not sure I got that question. What was the? How do I feel?
Not
Can you repeat your
per se.
question,
I'm
please?
sure you've been having conversations with a lot of Americans who have familial ties with Nigeria, those who come for travel, business, tourism, and this news has been everywhere. What has their reaction been like?
It has been mixed. And on one hand, those of us who know how the American administration works, especially the chaotic nature of the American president and how he makes decisions,
Okay.
they're taking it serious. And then there are those who are also looking for Nigeria to step up. You said some diplomatic channels have been opened. Okay, if so, let's hear it. We've not heard it, right? The embassy is just a few minutes drive from where I'm at.
Okay.
Let me drive to the embassy. I need to see an activity versus the embassy still being as if it's a ghost town.
Wow.
People are still traveling. They may not be traveling to the danger zones of the middle belt or the northeast or northwest. People are still traveling to southwest and south and southeast. So it is mixed. But like I said, if Nigerian government takes this seriously by not acting as if they are afraid of an invasion, rather by inviting the Americans to come and see or say, hey, if you have an idea of how we can do this, show us. But they need to see Nigeria doing that versus just pointing fingers at anybody that says anything.
All right, Mr. Chooks D. Eleanor Sr., thank you so much for giving us your time. I know you just gave us 30 minutes. You're very busy. I sincerely do appreciate you giving us your perspective because we needed to know what the situation is like from that angle. So thank you so much, sir, for coming to join us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yes, I was just speaking with Mr. Chooks Olonu. He is currently in the United States of America. He's a political and global affairs commentator, and obviously he has been giving us some insight into the perspective from that angle, how the situation has been ever since Trump made the statement that he made, the reaction so far, and the disposition of the Nigerian government. According to him, he said the U.S. embassy is still a ghost town. We thought that some ambassadors would have been sent to be designated to locations where Nigeria does not have any ambassador or any personnel whatsoever. And he made a statement that is very quite vital. If you're opening channels for diplomatic conversations, who are these diplomats? Obviously, you're supposed to have your foreign ambassadors there, but the Nigerian ambassador is there to open the talk for diplomatic channels. So what is holding the federal government from putting that together? That's one of the designations that the government of the day ought to have done, 6 months after he got inaugurated. So what happened? Was it politics as usual, or were they going through screening? What exactly was the issue that delayed, the ambassadorial representation of Nigeria in some of those countries? And obviously, the talk of the administration ever since this came on, is it about blaming? Is it about polarizing the country? Or is it about being assertive? And we need to see a reaction, because we heard more reports of insecurity, kidnapping, killings by these terrorists. It's almost like they don't even care that Trump made a statement that he made, like daring the Trump government or daring whatever it is they wanted to do, or daring the Nigerian government with their assertion that they were going to rout out these guys. Okay, so in the same vein, let me introduce my other guests in the studio. Obviously, I have Mr. Lawal Ekundai right here. Please come closer to the mic. Mr. Lawal, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us today. I also have Mr. Tony Mbata right here as well. We intend to have quite an interesting and intellectual conversation this evening, devoid of sentiments. Good evening, Mr. Tony Mbata.
Good evening.
All right, I'm going to start off with you, Mr. Lawal. Did you see the video of Yes on Wike? We talked about it during the World News at 6 today. What's your count, and how can you explain what happened?
It's becoming maybe I should use the word arrogance.
Arrogance?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like that, because how can you have confrontations among law enforcement agencies with the minister? Okay. It could degenerate into something else from that place. It didn't act well. I didn't act well. If there's any confrontation, I expected him to withdraw, then seek the proper legal advice, and then come back, and then or proper channel, and then come back. It's like going into the barracks and then you want to pick somebody. It shows the way they've been doing things. You just bust into somebody's place without court order, whatever. You demolish the place, you lock the place, you do this and that, and then people are now some certain people are now beginning to look at him as what is exactly is going on. Somebody must be able to challenge this man now.
Yeah,
must be able to, because the thing is now becoming endemic in the country, where you see government, political office holders going with just taking laws into their hands.
Yeah, this is him here. Let's take a brief listen to this. The video should be playing on YouTube as well.
You cannot tell me that. We cannot continue to act in this impunity. Where they provide even to people. You cannot continue this way. This country cannot continue along this line. And this God, how can that man at his level, even if he has a problem, he cannot reach me and say, look, I'm sorry, see what I have. You will send soldiers to intimidate who? We are all from this country. And this is government. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying gun to intimidate people to not to do their work. Let me tell you, if not going to achieve my first staff, you spoke to me now. You could have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate. I'm doing my job.
We are not intimidating anybody.
That's what you're doing.
The civilian, the engineer mobilized to site, and then staff or workers of SCDA look at the intimidate.
No, listen now. That is the
threatening them. And that was when the admiral gave the order.
He cannot give order against government.
Because the papers are complete, and he said it's submitted.
Are you the one? Listen, you don't police one. Are you the one that will say, paper? What will show me that you are good? First of all, show me that government gave you this place. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with I'm a vice admiral, I'm a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law. So you?
No, you cannot tell like this.
Don't you try it?
Don't tell me this. Keep quiet. Don't tell me I'm lying. Who are you?
I am a small boy, but the condition I'm carrying is very confusing. Just to come and prevent
I'm not facing. This is not professional. This is not professional. Please, you can't be facing the military with this thing. It's okay.
From demolition is not bad.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
That's
matter.
all that matters. I'm an offside, take to orders.
So what? You had a who? Than me.
So I'm an offside, take to orders.
To order that you take illegal order.
Star General.
Okay.
I can't say no. That means
You can never develop this property. I will not allow it.
No problem, sir.
You
I'm
have
only acting on my
if
orders.
you want to kill everybody, kill everybody.
We will not kill
You
anybody,
cannot.
sir. We will not. We will not kill anybody, sir.
You put yourself in trouble.
We will not.
My friend,
You see, don't talk.
That is that. You cannot shut me up. No, you cannot shut me up. You are my senior. You cannot even talk when I'm talking. Because I'm
have to reach you.
talking that way. I'll be talking and policemen will be talking.
I'm not to carry security to intimidate casual officer. Nobody does that.
We did not carry anybody.
The man took the line. We will not allow going for the chief of naval and then for you to carry line.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you
And
stop
sir, you
that?
get the.
Will you stop that?
Sir, I'm an officer. I have integrity.
Shut up, your mouth.
Sir, I will not shut up.
Will you get up?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir, I'm a
I
functional
was in
officer.
school. You're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut
Will
me
you
up.
keep quiet?
You can't
You're
shut
a
me
big
up, sir.
fool.
I'm not a
You're a
fool.
big fool.
I'm not a
You
fool,
think
sir.
I'm shooting anybody like
Sir,
that?
I'm not
You're
a
a big
fool.
fool. Who are you?
I am not a fool, sir.
As at the time I graduated, you were in primary school.
I'm acting on orders.
Take for which
You can't
order?
call me a fool.
I just feel you see whether you love this here.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go and develop your
I'm an
mind,
officer.
develop
I'm not a fool, sir.
Don't
I'm an
have with
officer.
your so corrupt. You would have killed everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody. We are acting on orders.
Go and develop your right to see you.
Regular officer, you won't come and
We are going to now get out.
I'm sorry.
The man is outside. He's telling him to get out. The officer is already outside. The minister is telling him to get out. Get out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for laughing. Oh God. US.
No, I said he told the officer to get out. The officer is already outside now. All of them were outside, and he was telling him to get out to let him know how out of control he was.
So Nigerians have been hailing that naval officer, the person that stood up to him by saying that I'm a senior officer, I have integrity. So people were like, what has I have integrity got to do with this? What are you insinuating? What are you suggesting? You know, the man also said, I think one of the security personnel attached to Wike said, I'm your senior. How can I be talking? How can you be talking when I'm talking and all of that? A couple of persons have berated Wike for reacting and responding and abusing the man. He said that if not because he just spoke with the chief of naval staff, I don't know, he threatened the guy that if that was not the case, it would have turned to something else. But they were in a very risky situation because they almost exchanged blows.
That's what I said.
Guns were cocked from both ends. You know. So what do you think this means?
This is
you see,
odd.
Anytime, sometimes we need to sit down and cry for this country.
Okay.
This thing is not funny. We may look at it as something funny.
Kind of a
it's a way that they are demarcating Nigeria. And also, they are the same people that will say people are demarcating Nigeria outside. When you give responsibility to lunatics, this is the result of what you have. When you give responsibility to people who does not or who did not merit it, this is some of the things you will see. Look at, you call somebody a fool. In law, people can, Wike should define what that fine young man, why must he call him a fool? Why must he call him a fool? And look at the arrogance according to Mr. Lawal. Say, I will not allow it.
Who was saying?
Wike was saying it.
Okay.
I will not.
You said Mr. Lawal. Was Mr. Lawal there?
Wike, the question is that, is Wike the only government?
He's just a minister.
A minister. He has no immunity.
It's not even the law.
It's not. He said, I will not allow it. This country.
Well,
God and people should. Nigeria should brace up and
just call
let's tame these people.
Superior. If you are the head minister, you just call the superior. You
actually did that.
And then leave the
If you think that they are going there illegally, go through the normal process because they know that we don't have court. They are the judiciary.
No, we're not even talking about court.
If you say they are encroaching, they are land grabbing.
If you had listened to the conversation very closely, the naval officer, they were already there before Wike's people arrived. He said that their documents, whoever is their organ that told them to come, is complete. Everything is complete. And there's been something that has been going on in the FCT with a lot of lands. Wike can use a court order, take over your land. There's no conversation being had as to let's see your document or whatever. While that is pending, while you're trying to sort that out, they've sealed your land, they've taken it. And there are talks that it is, yes, or even demolished properties. And there are talks about the attitude towards all of this, you know. Wike says he's doing his job, that people have not been paying. They've bought lands and buildings, their documents outdated. Some of them bought lands, they've not built anything on it. And that this place is not a lawless place, that people will do anything anyhow they like. Most of them are no longer currently in government. They're those who have served in government before. And especially if you're in the opposition, they don't send you. They'll do what they want to do. Do what they want to do with your whatever. So this person obviously knows what could have happened to his property, and that was why he put those people there. Now, he called the naval chief of naval staff. It was him that spoke to Wike. So that tells you that that person that owns that land is highly connected.
Yes.
Now, like you rightly said, after speaking with the guy, he could have gone, but he continued to engage. So Wike's security and the naval officers there were exchanging. They got physical, actually. They did get physical. Now, it was dangerous because you know how show of power is by our security personnel. If there was no way of conduct, a proper way of conduct, and emotions were high, or some persons wanted to show that they were stronger, they would have cocked guns. And in that position, Wike was in a very precarious position, very close to something dangerous, because the naval officers had their guns, and the man stood firm. Now, it got to the point where derogatory words were used against the man, and the man said, I'm a person of integrity, which a couple of persons interpreted to be, I am of integrity. Can you say of the same?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, that when a country is being managed by lunatics, this is what you see. And I said, because if we're assuming Wike said what they are doing is bad, is illegal, is it the way to follow it? We have procedure, how to do things. Because Wike assume himself to be the law.
That's it.
He is the prosecutor. He is everything about this land, whatever, in FCT, whatever. So because we can know, or government of Wike know, that there is no law, there is nothing. He is the law. He is the magistrate. He is the judiciary, whatever. So his own word is command. Everybody should obey Wike and run away. But look at what they find. Naval man, very gentleman, and he keep insisting, I'm not a fool.
Wike, immediately they will suspend him. Honestly, if it's
a developed countries of the world, Wike is not supposed to handle that post. People like Wike cannot even supposed to be a local government councillor.
How can you have a confront when there's you already see them there, they are there and they are harmed? The next thing, if you have your own order, then you call the superior. You call the superior, you get across to the president. If you come back next week, it doesn't really change anything. You get what I'm saying? You will have diffused the whole thing. Must you always have that?
That is the way they are governing this country. That is the way they will tell you. They are the if they know that they have already, bought the judiciary. They will tell you go to the court. But this time,
but Wike said he was doing his job.
Which job?
And he has said that he doesn't care who you are, how connected you are, if your documents are not updated, if you have not paid your ground rent, if you are occupying a land that is illegal, maybe the space is illegal, or there is a draft and architecture for what the FCT minister wants to do in terms of construction, the urban organization. If your land is on the way or something, and they have written to you, reached out to you, he's doing his job. So what if he's on the right path?
Esther, you are here today.
I'm coming. What if he is on the right path doing his job? It is just because this person is highly connected, because there are a lot of persons who have complained about their properties taken, and just because they're not connected, they don't have the kind of authority this person had for this kind of confrontation to have been had, that the chief of staff or the chief of naval staff said, stand down, suspend your operation. He had actually tried to reach out to the president, I think, but the president obviously is in a situation where he cannot start picking calls over something like this. So imagine others who do not have this kind of connection, that they've railroaded like this. Could it be that Wike is doing his job? It was just his mannerism or his attitude in discussing this or handling this that is the problem.
See, Esther, let me come in. Do you know what they call corruption? Corruption is not about stealing, according to Jonathan, which is right. It's about misuse of the office, the ethics, the rules and regulation of the office. Now, everybody is subjected to the law, the constitution of Nigeria. The constitution says fair hearing, for God's sake. Fair hearing. When Shode wanted to do a protest in Abuja, the police went to court and they got a court order. And they said it's binding. To let you know that there's everybody is subject to the law. Now, if you say you are doing your job, you don't have the unilateral power to be the complainant, the judge, and the executioner. You are the one who complained that this person, doesn't have documents. He has a land, he doesn't have documents. That is a complainant. Then who's supposed to decide between the two whether you are actually right or not? Is it not the court? So where did he go to court? No, he now come back as the executioner. again to come and demolish or take over the place. You see, one person acting in 3 places, and you are telling me you are doing your job.
From what he described, he wanted to come and see the place. So they did not allow him access to that place.
You can't access somebody's property. So you met somebody there.
I want to.
You understand? Look at here. You met somebody there. Even if the person is illegally occupying that place, it's already there. For you to prove that truly that person is illegally occupying that place, you need to go to a competent court. The court will now invite the person to come and say its own side of the story. Now, and then the court will make the decision.
Mr. Tony Mbata, the naval officer who was speaking to Wike said that all the documents are complete. Like he was given an order to be here, that he's just obeying orders. But Wike said it is not your position to tell me that the documents or whatever of this property is complete. It's not your place.
Yes.
That's what Wike said.
That's why, Mr. Lawa, that's why we educate people to. There was a day we were discussing about land and demolition of land carried out by Lagos State government. And one of our learned colleagues was here. We were meant to understand that even when you build your house, you have not packed into it. Somebody from somewhere pack into that house and stay there for 1 month. That for you to evict the person, you must go back to the court and get court order. This is where institutions are working. And Wike is telling you, you cannot tell me you have a genuine paper. So Wike is telling Nigerians that, like Ekundayo said, Wike is the judge. Wike is the court. Wike is the everything you can think of executioner. Whatever you call Wike, he is. Wike refused to listen. Sorry,
you can't ascribe.
The man was telling him, I have the papers.
You can't ascribe names to him just because of what happened.
No, look at it.
We're trying to. The fallout was.
Look at it.
Hold on. The fallout was Wike's reaction. Agreed. He acted unprofessional. The naval officer there, who you can call, is a senior ranking person, right? The naval officer kept ground, and Wike knows these military men. They stay on order. If you are not their direct supervisor, that is the person they report to, they wouldn't listen.
He knows. He's supposed to know.
That's the issue. Why did you want to intimidate? Because Wike was saying if he had not spoken with the chief of defense staff or the chief of staff to the president or whatever, whichever one of them he called in Aso Rock, that the man would have killed all of them there today.
Wike was trying to escalate things. In a way to he's trying to make it to look as if when you watch what happened there, you know that one Wike is doing political buha in order to create a scenario whereby people will, feel sentiment. What he was the one who was saying it. He want to kill us. The man said, "We are not here to kill us."
Go the reaction.
Yes, in order to try to create problem when there was no problem. Wike is wrong from ab initio. Wike is wrong ab initio.
Yes. Let Mr. Lawan speak.
See. He was the officer, the Navy officer, was maintaining his cool. It was Wike that was causing unnecessary agitation, trying to make the man commit by calling the man
a fool.
Yes, by assaulting the man, verbally.
It's an assault.
In order to psychologically make the man to do what is not supposed to be done. The man was even saying, I'm sir.
And calling him sir, respecting him.
He wasn't, but he can't change ground.
When I finished my university.
Okay. Or if you say, okay, if you go, and then come back next week, does it change anything for God's sake? If Wike had left that place, okay, he has seen the officer there. He now say, okay, he now left. Come back second week. By that time, the officer would have been removed by his superior. Does it change anything? Does it stop him from doing what he needs to do? But he wants to show himself the person he has been from the beginning, that I can do what I like.
What I want to do.
Nobody cares. Nothing can happen to me.
Well, Wike kept insisting on the law.
Which law is he obeying? Which law?
The same law.
Which law is he obeying?
You are calling a man that is armed. Can you stand before a terrorist and call him a fool?
A fool. Which law?
Before an armed robber,
that man should sue him.
A fool.
That man should sue him. You see, the one funny thing about these things is an innocent persons, poor people will die over that. Because when they are shooting now, you see some overzealous policemen who want to protect Wike. And they will die. Nobody will remember them. You will see it. Sometimes you ask yourself, are they themselves normal? Did they inject them?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We took a very short break. When we return, the conversation continues. Do kindly stay with us.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cutout fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cutout fuse and distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry. I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cutout fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover-wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy-duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you Pico.
All right, welcome back. This is the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You've been listening to Mr. Akundaya, Mr. Tony Imbata, and obviously you heard Mr. Chuks Elonu, who is a Senior Executive Director of ADGG PAC, a professional coach, public speaker, community organizer, and also a security expert. He's been in the US for almost supposedly most of his life, and he was giving us a perspective towards Trump's declaration and the reaction of Nigerians in diaspora towards the situation and what it portends if there is inactivity or a disposition of assertiveness from the government. Then we'll also just finish speaking about the Wike situation in the FCT today and the drama that unfolded. I want to play us an insert of an interview that occurred almost I think 12 years ago, where one of the mercenaries in South Africa who were brought in to rout out insecurity in the country. Let's take a very brief listen to this South African security personnel who gave an update of what happened in the case of the abduction of Chibok girls.
October 2014, we were asked by Colonel Dasuki and his staff to pay them a visit in Abuja and to listen to the nature of the problem and see if we could come up with a solution. As a result of those discussions, a planning cycle was done, visits was conducted to the operational areas in the north and the northeast of Nigeria, and eventually a contract was drafted and signed between the government of Nigeria and our company. Our company is called Cornella Services, and at that point in time, we registered a local entity in Nigeria as required by the law. And we then agreed with the government that we would, as quickly as humanly possible, mount an operation in order to help and assist the Nigerian military. It's important to know that the contract is not something, or did not call for us to replace the Nigerian military. The Nigerian military has a proud history. Unfortunately, the Nigerian military has lost, at that point in time, a lot of the knowledge that they required to deal with a insurgency of the nature of Boko Haram. The Nigerian military is trained and constituted and equipped in a conventional manner. It is designed to meet and match another army of the same size and the same type. It is poorly put together and poorly constituted and poorly organized in terms of an insurgency. Our strength lies in our ability and our knowledge to counter a insurgency such as the one that Boko Haram has brought upon Nigeria. Therefore, we were contracted. That was the background to that. We were contracted by the National Security Advisor, Colonel Dasuki, and his office. And I hasten to add that it was that administration and that office that also terminated the contract. It was not the current administration. By the time the current administration took power, we were long gone, unfortunately. And the main reason for that termination was non-payment. We had milestones written into the contract for payments. Those milestones were unfortunately not met by the Nigerian government. Perhaps priorities changed. Perhaps with a view to the election around the corner, people thought differently about where to spend their money. We can only speculate about that, but that was the reason. It was non-payment. It was not non-performance by our side or any other reason. As a matter of fact, we achieved almost the impossible. Within a month of our operations, for the first time in 3 years, 2 major cities that was in the hands of Boko Haram, Bama and Warsaw, was back in the hands of the security forces. And also, right at the end, at the tail end of our contract, the Sambiso forest was being assaulted by our unit. So that's how it came about. After the contract was signed, we had to mobilize. The contract called for our own arms and ammunition to be brought into Nigeria. And since this contract was signed in November, most armaments factories and armaments suppliers closed us down over December. It was a race against time. At the same time, and this is very important, we were not going to fight this battle by ourselves. We were going to merge with the best that Nigeria had, and therefore Nigeria gave us their best young men. The airborne unit of the Nigerian military was presented to us. We selected the best of those candidates, almost all of those boys, and we merged in a very tough training program. We merged with them. So you had experienced leadership presented by ourselves, and you had muscle and power and aggression and fantastic fighting ability brought to the party by the Nigerian men. That unit was called 72 Mobile Strike Force. 72 was a designation that meant that we fought under the command and control of 7th Division, which was based in Maiduguri. And 72 Mobile Strike Force was the unit that was created on the basis of that contract.
Well, so Cornella Services is a private military company, or what is known as PMC. Can you explain for the benefit of our viewers what a PMC, a private military company, is, and how such a company goes about delivering its services?
Yes, sir, sure. Maybe I should start by saying what a PMC is not. A PMC is not an army, a standing army. Standing armies are brought about by national legislation, and as we all know, it consists out of thousands of troops and many, many millions of bullets and tons of equipment and vehicles and aircraft. A private military company cannot gather that kind of equipment somewhere in warehouse. We don't have warehouses full of tanks and helicopters and aircraft standing.
All right. I played this because I wanted us to take our minds back to how they have actually try to get some intervention through contractors to rout out these guys. And this man complained of information leaks, also complained of lack of payments. Okay, that is, they didn't pay. These guys are mercenaries. You contract them, pay them. If you don't pay them within a stipulated time, they would leave. So it's obvious that it didn't start with the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's a behavioral pattern in the way the security situation has been handled in this country with laxity. There's anyhowness. Did it get worse now?
Esther, it's not. Let me tell you something that happened.
Did it get worse now? No.
No.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
something that happened when Jonathan was in power. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was the finance minister. This is a very top secret. At the time, there was a way they were paying military then. They paid them in cash. And they were telling them, someone that gave me this information within the military cabal. Now, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala insisted that they should be paying these people, let them have the ID card and their phone number, so that they can know that they are paying people. Now they will come, they will release the money, cash, raw cash. Now, when the Minister for Finance then said, no, we should do the right thing, they said no, and you must pay them. And when the minister said no, there was an issue. I won't mention what happened. But what happened at the tail end of it, when Jonathan ordered them to release that money, did they want them to finish them? So we have said it here that some set of people are benefiting from what is happening in the insecurity we are having in this country. And when a former general came out to say that the military colluded, Theophilus Danjuma, I quote him, and say the military colluded, that means they are working hand in hand. So most people are benefiting from this, and some of the government machineries knows this. So when you are talking about let us stop this thing, they will find a way. And we heard that some of the Boko Haram, unquote, repented, unquote, Boko Haram have been infiltrated into them all and recruited to be military. So what do you expect?
They were reintegrated.
Integrated. So what do you expect to happen? Information will be leaked. Everything will. You see, Nigeria is a place that I don't know where to start to, qualify Nigeria. It's not only from. Let us say the truth. It's not from Parliament to know that all these things are happening. Military, we need to do overhaul in the military system, and also
only the military. What about the police?
Police, when you're talking about police,
In handling this kind of situation, are we meant to conscript the? Are we? Hold on, don't say so. Don't, Mr. Tony Bata. Let's know how we address these issues. What I'm trying to ask here is the police, when it comes to state security, when it comes to this kind of operation, is it the military or the police that is meant to handle this?
That's why they call it joint task force. They are all task force. So sometimes they have to.
Doesn't the military come in when it feels like there is war? Because when
you say joint task force, what is the duty of the police in a country? That's the simple question.
I'm coming. See, there are two police in the country. Have you forgotten?
Yes.
There are two police.
Yes.
Two police.
Yes.
Or two types of.
Yes. Two aspects of them.
Okay.
The first one is the physical one you see. The second one is the secret one. Okay. You get two of them work together. So the secret one gives information.
Intelligence. So police intelligence.
The physical one will now operate.
Okay.
You get it? So the reason why they hide, they call those all secrets is because
they're not meant to see their faces.
Anything. Very good. They can infiltrate any unit and gather information. They are not supposed to show. They just pass information.
They're like DSS.
Yes. And then the right people will just come and
do what they need to do.
So nobody is ready to give them out because they are hidden. That's why they are secret. Everybody operates it all over the world. Now, if when they come, the problem actually, let me quickly go to the problem. The problem of Nigeria, actually, the root problem is the resources. That's the root problem. And the root problem is that the resources is controlled by some very few certain set of people. That is what is causing major the problem in this country. All the resources go to the central, and then the central distributes it.
In fact, Mr. Lawal Konda, Mr. Tony Bata, do you know that there are other natural resources that Nigeria is very rich in that we don't get reports or updates from? I saw a video of an Albanian man with soldiers protecting him in one of the northern states. I don't know whether it's Zamfara or Niger. They were mining the gold. The gold. Hold on. If you see the gold, like they are mining the gold so well, and there's no update as to how that the money sold from the gold is contributing the national treasury. The only thing that there is iron is oil. And there are other resources. No, I'm even saying that that's the only one that they give us a little bit of an update that they want to give us. There are other resources that is of financial support to this country. That certain persons are being invited. We've heard about China, we've heard about Albania, even Korea.
Even there's Edo State. They told us, some of this clay soil, the Chinese people are mining it because they are using it. They will come to the village. They will just buy it because they know what they are doing with it. That's why insecurity is a place that has found itself in this country because of the mineral resources that God blessed this country. And the leadership of this country refuse to do something. Either they know what is happening or they are doing it. I don't know. That's why when some people say America is coming for your resources, I just begin to. Somebody said that some people said, do you even know about the resources? This resources you say America is coming for. Do you even know about it? Do you even benefit from resources? Now let me come in.
No, I want to take phone calls.
The solution to the problem for this insecurity to stop is resource control.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's There are fears about state police. There are fears about state police because of the nature and the construct of our police now. Okay, all right. But let's take some calls, please. The number to call is 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338, 0817-1756-338. That is the number to send your WhatsApp messages to. Some of you call that WhatsApp. Unfortunately, I don't know, your call quickly drops. So the call line is 080-3692-9933, and then the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Hello? All right, when you call, kindly turn down the volume of your radio, okay, so you can hear when you call in. We can hear you. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello?
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Richard.
Richard, calling from where, please?
Calling from Yalakwaja, Richard.
All right, Richard, please go ahead.
I've been trying this July since over a year plus now. So this is my first time I'm calling.
Welcome. Welcome, Richard.
In fact, he's not God on his own side, but I believe what they do, has it been this country legalized gun arms? I think some of the things that is going on here will not take place. Then this one that Trump said that, is it not something that you cannot do and somebody wants to help you out? Why all those complaints? I think the Nigerian government, even think they are fair in every aspect. Both the state and the local are so everywhere. So I think they should allow, even if America want to take our resources, let them take our efforts, rather than our own people to take it and be punishing us. For people to eat a clement rice, it's even very, very difficult. When I mean difficult, it's difficult when you're going along the road, you see where people will be begging, standing. Some of them who don't even have a good clothes to wear, and yet we say we have a government. I think this is my own contribution on this aspect.
All right, thank you very much. The number to call is 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Yes, thank you for staying with us. Hello, good evening. How are you? Yes, what's your name? Hello? Hello? All right. 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933. And the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Welcome, sir. What's your name?
My name is Levi.
Muiwa?
Levi.
Okay, calling from where?
From Oshodi.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I want to talk. Wike, a number is started.
Sir?
So Wike, for what he's doing, our Minister of FCT, his name is, his number is indebted for what he's doing.
Okay.
He put power for himself.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for calling. It's 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Me.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes,
my name is
What's
Eddie.
Your name, please?
My name is Eddie.
Eddie, calling from where, Eddie?
Calling from Ogijo.
Ogijo.
Yeah, I'm first time caller. I've been trying your number since for years.
Eddie, no best.
All right. Quick. See, there is one thing I know America for. People have just been clamoring that they should not come, they should do this, they should do that. Fine. What I know is Do you remember when America citizen was kidnapped?
Yeah.
They came without even giving any signal or knowledge to any of our military. They came and picked that person, take it back to America. Then they now announced. It was then that they knew, our military knew that yes, America came to Nigeria. I'm also saying it now that if America want to come to Nigeria, they will come without even giving them any notice.
Okay.
And they will do whatever they want to do. So me, from my own perspective, I strongly support Trump to come because this killing is getting too much. They are not a foul. Yeah, assuming let's say they are outside killing each other. It doesn't mean they are human being. This Tinubu, whatever, I don't know whether he's, you know what is going on. Because he was a former senator in Lagos State. He was a former governor in Lagos State. Now president. He knew what is going on before he got to that presidency seat. He knew what is going on. But now that he's there, he could have ameliorated all those mistakes. But he kept quiet, listening to wrong advisor. So to me, they said heaven will fall, not on only one person, but on all of us.
All right.
So that's my own intake.
Thank you for calling. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Esther. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Madam Esther, good evening.
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead. You say you never settled to answer this
call. Can you hear me?
Very well. It's too loud, gone.
Hello?
Okay, Mr. Robert, is this Robert?
Yes, Robert, yes.
Yeah, Robert, you seem to be in a noisy place. That's why you can't hear me. I can hear people talking at the background.
Esther, can you hear me?
All right, Robert, maybe you should call back later if you cannot hear me. If you're calling on WhatsApp, I need you to just go ahead, introduce yourself and speak. We can hear you, all right? And you seem to be in a noisy place. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. I can hear you. What's your name, sir?
This is Femi from our papa.
Welcome,
Femi from our papa.
Welcome.
You see, the Yoruba they say, tí o bá ń kọrin tí o bá dùn, ṣe bí nǹkan ara ẹ̀ fi ti ara ẹ̀ gbọ́. That if somebody is singing and what you are singing is not sweet, you yourself you are listening to that music. The president that appoint the minister as a minister, if you are not this, people are giving you feedback. You are watching it through the video or whatever. That what this your minister is doing is wrong. Why can't you call him to order? But it is because that is what they want. That they just want to get in power, so that when they get in power, nothing will happen. That is what for. It is not like I always say. Tinubu was not the person who made Lagos. So it is his commissioner, not him. If his commissioner did not perform well, what you are saying in Lagos today, you cannot see it. And that is why they remove somebody because he want to surpass him. That is like the way. Talking about the Trump coming.
Yeah.
My sister, if I have the way to invite if I have the way to go and bring the American soldier come to this country now, I could have done it. They are seeing whether it is whether it is Christian or Muslim that they are killing. Maybe they see that they were killing people in this country. Maybe they see and they hear by their own self. For God's sake, they cannot do good things in this country. Does it mean that all our politicians they do nothing but just to continue grabbing? I don't blame them. After all the grab that they grab, look at their children. Most of them, their children are in desert, and I don't blame them, but God will judge every one of them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening. How are you? What's your name?
Hello?
I can hear you. If you're calling on WhatsApp, I can hear you. Hello? All right, if you're calling on WhatsApp, make sure that your internet is strong enough and that you can actually hear me. If you cannot hear me, go ahead and introduce yourself. I have told you. That's why I always insist call or normal call, because this WhatsApp, you get that they do scale one kind. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello. Okay, you did rude me. Hello. Hello. Oga, good evening. Hello?
Yeah, I think Trump should come to Nigeria.
Oga, can you turn down the volume of your radio? I beg. Hello? Have you done that? Okay. Hello, good evening. How are you? What's your name?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
My name is IBB from Gbeda in Lagos State.
All right, sir. Welcome. Please go ahead.
My greetings to your guest.
All right.
Good evening, sir.
Esther Wanshiko.
Sir?
I want to ask you a very valid question and I need the answer. What kind of a child or a father that will produce a child, give birth to a child, from onset, teaches the child how to go and thief from your neighbor's farm and cook and eat? What do you expect that child to become of him tomorrow or her? I needed the answer to that question, ma.
Okay, go ahead now.
Now, what kind of government do you expect from the APC? When Jonathan was there, I don't want to go into that, but let me just give you a brief story. This so-called Boko Haram were just a skeleton plan they had that time, because him himself, who is in power now, knew that he's going to become president one day. He looked at all the Northerners, he did not see any other reasonable person he wants to raise to support. He went to meet the late Buhari. He brought him, and they used all their means from Niger and Chad, and brought in people who helped them then, in the name to condemn, to make sure that PDP will be out of government. Out of stupidity, when most of us in Nigeria, with any small pain, we don't look at the consequence of our action, we begin to complain. We supported APC, believing we are having a government that will change the life of Nigeria. Now, the security is beyond their control, because if any of them should voice out and expose all of them who contributed, the punishment is what Nigeria is seeing. I wish America has even entered Nigeria. Start from Aso Rock. What kind of leadership would you say you are in charge when your citizens are dying? After you're a Muslim or you're a Christian, your citizens are dying. And you are happy reading budget, approving money. Wike is dead, behaving like a town from a park. May God help us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Please turn down the volume of your radio, sir.
I am very happy. You see, I'm a first-time caller.
Wow.
Yes.
Welcome.
And in fact, I was thinking that there is another method people are using to enter your line. Today I'm happy that I'm through. I thank God.
Welcome.
I don't know whether I will go and share testimony for church. Yes, now, because I've called you, I've been calling over 1,001 times.
Yay!
And I was not through. Yes, Esther.
No
vex. Robert is my name.
All right, welcome,
Mr.
Sir.
Robert.
Welcome,
I'm
sir.
calling from Idesa. Now, my problem is this government, the government of President Tinubu. I don't know. What are they thinking? A government that does not take care of the citizenship, the citizens of this country, the people they rule over. When they are dying and he's careless, he doesn't even care. What are we talking? And he said they are practicing democracy. Is it a true democracy that they put and bequeathed for Nigeria? This kind of democracy I don't understand. You see, now, during the time of election, there was no true, free and fair election. Even the judiciary, which is the common hope, the hope of the common man, is not doing their work. I don't understand. They support the government and then they do what they like. Okay, apart from that. Now, people are dying. Trump said he wants to come and help so that this thing will stop. during the government of this man from Bayelsa, Jonathan, okay, Buhari, a lot of presidents have come, and this issue of Boko Haram did not stop. Now that somebody has volunteered to come and stop, he said he should not come. Is that supposed to be a debate over this issue? When your citizens you are ruling over are dying. What sort of a callousness is that? We call it callousness. It's callous. So I'm not happy at all.
Sorry.
So please, something must be done about this thing.
Thank you very much, sir.
Something must be done.
Thank you for calling. All right.
Mr. Robert is my name.
Mr. Robert,
yes.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy I'm able to get to this evening because I've been calling severally.
Sorry.
No way.
Just like other people too. 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Okoye.
Mr. Okori?
Yes.
All right, welcome, sir. Calling from where?
Now, what I want to talk here is that, in fact, spiritually, you can understand that Nigerians, let me just go a little bit to Bible. When God asked Solomon, what do you want me to? What, after many sacrifices, then God asked Solomon, what do you want me to do for you? You know what Solomon asked God for? Wisdom. Nigerian politician asked God for money and the pride, and these two things God helped it. Nigerian politician asked God for money and pride. How can God listen to them? And this is the confusion that the country is facing. Why all of them refuse to ask God for wisdom? Without wisdom, you will die. There's no where we are heading to. That is why you see the white men that ask for wisdom. They are now siphoning our money to their place. Because see money, we have it, but we don't know how to use it because we lack the wisdom of God. That we cry today to tomorrow. Our politician doesn't know what wisdom is all about. All they know is pride and money. When they come out with their money, everybody will bow down for them. If they don't change that attitude, Nigeria is not ready anywhere. Thank you. That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much for calling. Okay, let me take some of your WhatsApp messages. This person says, good evening, VOP. May God bless Mr. Chooks. He said my mind and said it all. Anybody against the assistance of the USA or protesting against it is definitely affiliated with these terrorists. May God bless Nigeria. Marshall from Ikeja. Good evening, Esther Wachuku, Tuni Bata, Mr. Lawa Ekunda. Yes, and Wike's behavior seems mannerless, rude to the uniformed personnel. Wike chose to impose his political power to any citizen to the level of insulting a well-trained naval personnel on duty. He should bear in mind that one day he has a call to answer at a time. Let him know that President Tinubu's government can't stay on forever. Remy from Ejibo. Good evening, Esther and your guests. The conduct of those in this administration, especially Mr. Wike's latest outburst today, is a confirmation of what Dr. Dati Ahmed said in 2023 when INEC announced the president as the winner of the presidential election. Dr. Dati said if Tinubu is sworn that they will be okay. I can't complete that statement. Good evening, Esther. In the words of late Prophet T.B. Joshua, power without peace is powerless. You see, Nigerian politicians. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm not going to read your abuse on air. Line. Good evening, VOP. The fear of Trump is the beginning of wisdom for this APC government. They are scared. You know what they should be with the killings of people in Benue, Plateau, Taraba, even Kwara. It's clear like daylight that there is a genocidal attack against Christians in Nigeria with what happened to Deborah, Leah Shaibu, and also 200 killed in Benue. Is it not glaring? Even Nigeria seems like a gangster paradise. This is Lekon from Lagos. Esther, is it the wicked that said he will put fire in his state but could not even enter a land in his territory? Chibuzo from Sunere. Chibuzo is being sarcastic. Okay. Good evening, Esther and Ms. Ekunda. You're doing a good job. The country is stinking wild. The country is stinking wild, innocent blood. I support America to come with their military to liberate the Christian minority, living in fear of the unknown every day. The North believes that without them, there's no Nigeria. These are the Muslims far north. Please let America come. Emeka from Okokomaiko. These guys are not practicing Islam. What they're practicing is demonic. It's not Islam at all. Good evening, VOP. Minister of Information Nyesom Wike got into a heated argument with a military officer today while inspecting a disputed land in Abuja's Gaduwa district. The officer was guarding the property, allegedly linked to a former chief of naval staff, and refused to let Wike's team pass. Wike should just mellow down. Then the situation of insurgents in Nigeria is complex, with various security challenges, including Boko Haram's activities and other conflicts, and we should treat it with care as well. Mr. Ogunbiyi from Idimo. The southern elites contribute to the problems of Nigeria. They act as nice guys instead of calling a spade by what it is. They go about not wanting to confront the failed people in government, especially those of the northern extraction, in the hope that crumbs will be given to them. All is mined, and the GMD CEO are almost always occupied by northerners. Meanwhile, their own solid minerals are mined privately and proceeds confiscated. What a shame. Osi Inwaje from Shansha. Good evening, Esther. All right. Good evening to you too. Thank you for your compliments. Do you think Nigeria can be reprogrammed to have a united mindset? Why am I saying this? It's because some of our political leaders are religious extremists. They don't believe that we are one. Some of them are in power now, pretending to love everyone. But the truth is that they don't like other religions and any other tribe. That's the truth. So it doesn't bother them when other religions are being killed. So it's high time all those people are being fished out from the system. Chibuzo from Satellite. Greeting's house, this is what Nigeria has degenerated into. Wike should be made to apologize to this young officer publicly, and I salute the officer gallantly for displaying military decorum. Have a restful night. Grandma Maggie from Ushudi. Thank you. Queen Esther, I wish you were there to finish Wike and his men today in their display of rascality with your English prowess. Oga? Hey, English don't go sound this one, oh. I go Japan. Did you see God? Imagine the pot calling kettle black with the use of the word impunity. We saw the one with senior 40 years old whiskey today. Houston Kingsley and I saw from Ajao Estate. Kingsley, AG power. English no they liberate Nigeria problem, but like it may even complicate itself. I've had a situation where somebody threatened to slap me because he did not understand the word I used. The person thought it was a huge insult. So English no go solve matter in that context. And this person says, when you read the news about Trump's statements affecting Nigerian stock exchange, I recalled on October 9, you also read a statement from Akpabio about how a U.S. sanction on Nigeria could affect the common man. I was one of those who agreed with the statement. I also asked those who opposed if the war in Ukraine affected grain price in Nigeria and the situation in Libya, a major reason for proliferation of arms and terror in the Sahel. Why would any reasonable person think sanctions be exclusive to politicians? Well, I guess he's been vindicated. Then again, it's the usual habit of terrorists and their affiliates to burn flags of countries who oppose and find their criminal existence. Is it not madness that parasites who aren't worth calling humans are angered and raged over Trump's comment to kill terrorists? All right, what's your name? That's your message long will go. Tay, well done. Tay, it's been a very long time. All right, thank you very much for your messages. Wike is taking a risk. If I were the army man, I will show him how fools behave. Mr. Samuel Obasi from Ejibo. All right, Esther, it's high time Nigerians start asking questions concerning natural resources in Nigerian soil. Nigeria has many natural resources in the northern region which are not contributing into Nigerian treasury. But every now and then, we keep on hearing that the Nigerian security forces are active in the Niger Delta, destroying what they call illegal bunkering. But reports about illegal mining going on in the northern part of Nigeria. Chairman from Agbara, Mr. Tony, just yesterday, in a very long time, that's when I heard Dele Alake's voice. And all he was talking about was about it is the opposition. It is the opposition that is responsible for the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. In a very long time, I have not heard Dele Alake. In a very long time. So I'm surprised because he's Minister of Mines. He's the one that is all this mineral resource. That is his office. I have not heard him give an account of how much they've made from that department, from that sector. I haven't heard.
Esther, when you give people that are not worthy to mind hold any office, that's what you get.
No, but he's the one holding the office. We're meant to know how much we're getting.
They don't know what they are doing. When you don't even understand what governance is all about.
Where the president declared a state of emergency in Port Harcourt, in Rivers. So what about all those other states that we have gold, diamond?
They will not talk. They will not talk.
Do you know how much it is? So you want to tell me that the government of those states, those northern states, those governors don't know about those natural resources, and they're not getting proceeds out of it.
And our people
aside from fact allocation, this one they go into private accounts.
Pockets. You see Chinese people all over the place.
Can you imagine?
It's like
free money. They only die in oil.
The government needs to tax that thing. I don't know why they're not looking into that thing. They should not be taxing us. We don't have money. Those areas that there is risk, they should tax it.
Esther, that is why I said the solution to this country is resource control. Go and develop your.
But this is what APC government promised. What is happening?
If you are in charge of resources of the state, you will not allow illegal activities to happen. It will not, because
not all mineral resources no go area. Only one Nigeria we have because of only crude.
Do you know we have talc? Do you know what they call talc? Talc, this powder, this female powder. Do you know how that?
A lot of mineral resources.
Do you know how they use it all over the world? It's greater than oil. That talc for this powder.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. How you doing?
Well, my brothers in this is I greet you now.
Good evening, sir.
Mr. Tony Ndewo.
Mama.
I want to say something.
You know what happened?
My name is Okudele, calling from Alagwado.
Okudele, welcome, sir.
But tell you what happened today. You see why somebody like me cannot be a military officer? Let me be sincere to you. Somebody like me cannot be a military officer. What happened today? If I'm a military officer, it will not happen. It's either you kill me today, or something else will happen. Because I'm a hot-tempered person. Do you know the money that Nigeria invest in training a soldier? Not talk about an officer, a lieutenant, for that matter. You are calling a military officer a fool, idiot, stupid, in public. Oga, I'm ashamed today. But all I know, the military should go back and ask the same question. Because things are going wrong in this country. For them to come in public and insult a military officer. You cannot insult a police officer, not talk of a military officer, military. And the man called the FCT military should go, please go and apologize to that officer and to the public, Nigeria in general. He insulted Nigeria. That uniform, the man did not buy it in market. That uniform is Nigeria. You are not respecting that. You are not respecting that officer, but you are respecting that uniform. That uniform made him a Nigerian. So whatever is acting there, and he's acting on behalf of Nigeria, he's just a civilian. Do you know that man, let me shock you, that man can retire tomorrow and become a governor. That guy can retire tomorrow and become a senator. That guy can retire tomorrow and become a minister. And that guy can retire tomorrow and become a president. But for his life, he cannot be a military officer. That's a simple language.
All right, thank you very much. Esther, the young officer addressing Wike is a lieutenant in the Navy equivalent to a captain. He's an officer and a gentleman, and no, they never went physical. He is ADC to a 3-star general who was a former chief of naval staff, vice admiral. He is only taking orders. All right, good evening, Esther. Greetings to Mr. Lawal Misambata. The naval personnel was even very respectful and civil indeed. Oh, well, those guys are very disciplined, though. The discipline they go through, it past the one way police they go through. Telling you, that guy stood firm. He did not give a rebuttal. He did not insult.
Esther, I want to say something. Wike is a barrister. For that matter, as somebody who's an officer, is more composed, more organized.
Do you know the training those guys go through?
Wike is making mess of the office is occupying. Just to tell you how it is.
Well,
you're a fool.
He's a civilian. He's a civilian. No, they didn't go through that kind of rigorous discipline.
Because of the office Wike is occupying, he's supposed to be more mature than any other person.
Psychological and emotional management.
Because of the office Wike is occupying, he's supposed to be more mature than any other person. When you occupied any office, it makes you more matured. It gives you more wisdom. That is why they call you a leader. Who is a leader? That's why I used to say it. Most of these politicians, they are not leaders. They are not leaders. They can't be leaders.
How did he get his certificate? I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't know. And you did
I don't know how he got it.
He got certificate.
Many of them are lawyers now. Many of them are lawyers. You know what is happening? That's why when professors are crying, I don't pity them because they will rig election.
Esther, good evening and greetings to Mr. Okay. The officer should be commended for his conduct. Good evening, Esther. God bless you and the entire staff tonight. About Minister Wike and officer. The young officer has won today. He is brave and God, and finally give kudos to the officer and let all proud of him for facing the minister.
The arrogant.
This person talks, say, can I get this person, the officer's account number? Is he single?
We can marry 2 or 3 now.
Give him, we'll find it.
Madam,
I love the second question. Is he single?
Madam,
you can have my card numbers later. I will get the original.
Good evening, Oriente Esther, Mr. Ekunda, and Mr. Tony Mbata. I think we get jam person. We get Chris past which Yoruba people they call Agbako. Michael, also known as Ebaijo from Mushin. Agbako. Oh, Agbako. And I'm waiting right now. Agbako, you right. Wike keeps exposing the attitude of the APC. This is Ikoro from Igondo. Okay, first of all, I would like to borrow the phrase used by Mr. Dele Faritimi, insanity versus impunity. Wike acted like a power-drunk fellow who he has always been. The power got into his head, as usual, and he thereby subjected himself into an element of ridicule by dragging with a young man whose level of understanding regarding his duty and role isn't really known to him. Wearing the uniform and the rank alone isn't enough to be a thing of pride. Sense of duty and deep understanding of one's responsibilities should be placed above everything. Wike didn't act like a respectable, honorable minister as usual. He wasn't supposed to go and confront the young man in the first place. He can easily contact the Vice Admiral, who claimed to have legal ownership of the landed property, and have big man to big man discussion with him. If the discussion didn't yield any good result, he can easily go ahead and issue a court order or take whatever legal procedure that he deems fit to be appropriate. That's how an educated fellow should handle any such matter as this one, that's the land dispute. Now, for the minister having decided to embarrass himself still doesn't give the young officer any moral responsibility to argue with him or start having a heated verbal exchange with him. He should be courteous enough to explain to him that he was simply there, the directive of a high-ranking naval officer, a vice admiral, and that the honorable minister should please put a call to the officer in order to enable him to vacate the property since he is acting on the directive of his boss. The minister should definitely understand that simple explanation if that had been the case. But arrogance and impunity, that video, go try and watch it. The man initially told Wike that he cannot move, that he was given an instruction. Wike now started threatening, all right? And then, before that, then Wike now called, I think, the chief of naval staff or somebody from Asorok, and then the person actually asked him to stand down. He could have turned and told his team to leave, but he continued to address the young man. And then the young man took a few calls as well. 080-3692-9933. And WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Mr. Tony Mbata, greet you, master.
Good evening, sir.
Ekunda, you greet you, sir.
Good evening, sir. Thanks.
I'm calling from Ojalava.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Esther, I dey watch the drama this evening between Wike and the Navy man. You see, true say that Wike make you go thank God for your life. You get officer where you supposed to go do this thing. Wike be a dead man today. But I don't know where this man is very calm. You see, as they go be challenging the world, this man is praying for Wike. Wike don't remember that is that when they do the for office, the appointment they use. Tomorrow they go come out for that place. You be like so they go soldier come. Highest 4 years or 12 or 8 years, you go left to that office. You don't be challenging a military officer when they say quit with the military officer with the staff. So let him go thank God so that the man no just destroy his life. This is actually thank God, my sister. May God bless you, my sister.
All right, thank you very much for calling. Okay, 080-3692-9933. That's the number, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Turn down the volume of your radio. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Kundo and Mr. Good evening, sir. So, good work.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Africa.
Okay, go
Please,
ahead.
I'm looking get into the work. When the first ordered them now, it's just if you the way of I will take a really like it. Instead of using anybody resisting or trying to resist America from coming.
Okay, your network is bad. Your network is poor. Please kindly call back. 080-3692-9999. Hey. I beg now, please. I beg. Hello?
Oh, sorry, please. I'm hearing you.
Yes, welcome. What's your name?
My name is Mike.
Mike, calling from where, please?
From Sulere.
All right, Mike, go ahead.
I'm very happy to get you this evening.
Thank you.
I've been trying. This is my first time.
All right, welcome, sir.
Mr. Tony and Mr. Kunde, I greet all of you.
Good evening, sir.
You are doing a good thing. That's a good Nigeria hear you. We have hope. What will happen in the week? It shows that we have two educated fools that are leading us today. Because what we are having democracy is that we know how to act, to control ourselves, and use everything with wisdom. See how he has just disgraced himself, disgraced the whole Nigeria. In short, when you watch all this, when you hear all this, you watch all of them, you see that's why these Western people are calling us rats, like to say we don't have sense. But I don't care. I pray that God will help us. For Trump to come, all this we are doing here, Trump know it more than all of us, whether they are telling truth or telling lie.
All right.
If Trump want to come, he will still come.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome, sir. What's your name? Hello. Chibuzo. Go ahead.
Yeah. Our concern, sir,
okay.
If you go for checkpoint now, it's a minister doing from back. I can remember how they did a harass people for checkpoint, no give them clear their license that this year. Now, there are a former space. They shove to this country just they get terrible.
Chibuzo, I don't hear your WhatsApp. It is skip. No vex, eh? No vex. So, hello, good evening. How are you? Hi, I dey beg una every day. Hello. Hello. Chineke na. 08036929933. That's the number to call. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, hello. Good evening, sir.
Welcome, sir. How are you?
Great to. My name is Chris. I'm not hearing you, but I will continue speaking.
Yes.
I greet Mr. Kuda Anthony Bata.
Good evening, sir.
I greet everybody. See, I mean, Mr. Sir, now I don't take his this here. Not be wicked matter carry me come.
Okay.
See, now what did they happen for? It's a carry me come. The way police the region for Lagos and stuff. Yes, I miss CP talk for this matter because boys to grow come up again to become boy again for country na problem been a crime. Imagine say you go work for somewhere, okay, you don't even know the area. So maybe you just stay for maybe lodge in one place, do your work when you want to do. Then go find something buy your police go the pack all of food. Yes, I see. I just talk a lot for it now. If anyone mistakenly venture temper with it, they do again. You they do those boys. If they want to sit down near me, I go back to here. Come out. I go back to here. Yes, I go remove and I go leave me. Everybody, thank you.
You see this thing about police, the complaints are getting better again. Oh. They're getting worse. Oh, because this was what happened. That was what caused that NSAS thing. What is going on with the police officers in handling issues? And the brutality that they get engaged in.
I don't know why you keep reading people.
I don't understand. No, it's the process, the way they handle. It's not funny. They need to talk to them. They need to train these guys. I don't know what is happening. There is a former BBN Big Brother Niger guy. His name is what's his name? Oh, I've forgotten this guy's name during the All Stars or something. Adekunle. He narrated his ordeal in the hands of police. He said it was a brutalizing moment for him. He was humiliated. They eventually collected money from him. He stayed in that cell for more than 24 hours before he was released, and he made away with money. Probably because of his status, he eventually, the right channel that he reported to, they now investigated the matter, and the officers involved are being dealt with. But the thing is, the deed has happened, the trauma has been done, the person has been affected.
What about so many?
And
It's
many
because of his
people,
popularity that he even kind of got and they responded to
and
the
those
issue.
boys can easily kill anybody.
Yes.
Allege that he's an armed robber. That's what they normally do.
It's a very scary situation.
It's a funny country, and when the head is rotten.
Hello, good evening.
Esther, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good. I can see that you are fine.
Thank you.
I sent you a message to my darling team. You didn't read it.
Sorry,
anyway, my name is Oladipupo Darlington Agumo. I greet Mr. Mbata and my brother Ekudayo. Mbata is my brother too. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I'm not those people. Esther.
Sir?
Next Sunday, I will go to my church to do Thanksgiving on behalf of Wike. Why am I saying that? That's Navy. Let's thank God that it's not soldier. If it's a soldier, I'm not sure they will so camp like that. He was so lucky. That's why I'm saying I'm going to make Thanksgiving for him. So that is that.
All right.
Because if you are talking about law, what of previous property you have demolished? They have their paper. Then you couldn't talk about law. Now you are talking about law. The best thing for Wike to do is to go to your office and look for that man address or phone number and call him and discuss what is going on. That's for that. No, some people let me go to American something. Some people talking about America coming to Nigeria to take their resources. America is giving Nigeria aid. That time you didn't reject it. America is supporting Nigeria with so many things. You didn't reject it, but now America is coming to Nigeria to take their resources. The resources we have, what benefit are we benefiting? May God help us. So thank you. You are doing a good job.
Thank you very much.
Keep
sir.
it up.
Yes.
Bye bye.
God bless you. Thank you so